Here's what I want you to imagine. How do you become a multi-millionaire? I want to come back to that in the show, so make sure that you stay tuned to this. The idea that there is people out there that have made it, that have got to a place that you strive to be, and maybe you already are a multi-millionaire, but I think most people that are listening to this probably are not, should be inspiring. And we have this idea of multimillionaires. It's portrayed just like how professors or people from England are persuade in the media is, that we've got these kind of like comical characters of what they actually look like, right? We have this comical character of what a somebody from England is either, 007 or, romantic or, like they're evil, right? That's kind of the idea. Um, Professors are most often evil, most often manipulative, or that they can't do anything, they're incompetent. And then on the other end, we have these sort of portrayal of what multimillionaires and what millionaires look like, and they're often very greedy. They're often, not nice people. They're shysters. They'll do things, whatever it takes to get ahead. Is a story that's told. But what if that's actually the opposite story? What if you actually meet people that are genuine human beings that are nice and they are multimillionaires? Or, even some of them might be billionaires to the extent of, having a great deal of money. And in my experience, if you actually meet people and you don't know who these people are when they're on the street, but they're very typically very unassuming people that have an unusual amount of wealth. And I want you to sort of think about, what it is to interact with them. And generally, when you interact with them, it's a pretty positive experience, right? You're going to many times that you're going to feel the same way that you'd interact with anybody else. It doesn't necessarily matter that there's something that they possess. I want you to think about this. Is it if somebody possesses a backpack, for example, a certain kind of backpack, does that change their personality? Does it turn them into somebody else and make it into somebody that you don't like? Or somebody has a certain table, for example, or a certain chair. Do they become different? Are they more evil? Are they more greedy because they have that certain chair? And I'm going to tell you, most of the time, it doesn't change who you are. Um, and most of the time, in my experience, you have to work on a lot of personal development, a lot of therapy to get to where you need to go in terms of this ability of being able to have a lot of money to your name and what that actually means. So I would encourage you to think about now, how do you actually become a multimillionaire? What's it actually look like? And I want you to imagine what that is, right? Some of you are probably questioning, like, why would I ever want to be that, right? And that's perfectly normal to question that. And the truth is, it gives you opportunities. That's the only thing I know that it does. It doesn't really do anything else, but it gives you opportunities to do things that some people might not be able to do. And I strongly believe, no matter where you are, unless you're in a country that is very corrupt and robs people, of their dignity. Most countries around the world today can actually be able to. You can get there. It is a possibility where you can become not only a millionaire, maybe somebody that has quite a bit more than that. Billionaire is still kind of outside of the realm of possibility, but it's plausible. But I don't think it's in the realm of that's such a small group. So, how do you get there? What does that look like in order to be okay? Right? What should you actually do? Um, you need to do things how you would manage wealth, how you would manage a corporation, how you would manage a company. Some very simple things that you would think about, right? And it's all the stuff that you would know already. It's a simple equation that you have to pay attention to, and it's revenue minus costs. Increase that revenue, get those costs lower, take the percentage, whatever that profit is, and invest it in assets that are not you. And not, maybe it is you. Maybe you do invest in assets that are you, but I don't trust myself and I don't trust the market in any single asset. So I diversify and invest in good assets around the world. That's what mutual funds and index funds are things that are growing over time. And I try to invest 10 to 20%. It would be nice if I got to 30 and 40% of everything that I make, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. But some sort of arbitrary number, we aim for 15%. That's often what you have to do. And protect yourself from all of the things that are scary that pop up that make you run away from doing things or make you get off that track of profit, the simple profit equation, the revenue minus costs. And I know this sounds really easy, but it's extremely hard to do. The first thing that you have to get your head wrapped around is thinking, I actually want to do this. This is something in my life that I think is worthwhile. I don't know why at this moment, but it's worthwhile. And then on the other hand, it's not only that you have to do this thing, but it's thinking about how do you maintain this? How do you get there over the course of many, 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 many years? Right? It's not simply that you do it for 1 year. That's an easy problem. I could tell you how to do it for 1 year. Just keep doing the same thing that you're doing every day for 1 year, and you're going to get tired and you're going to want to quit. And then life gets in the way. There's going to be a death in your family. That's what happens. There's going to be somebody that's born in your family. That's what happens. There's going to be all sorts of weird, unusual things that's going to happen. And all of those things are going to get you to want to sidetrack at any given time. But you have to figure out how to deal with this and be equitable, how to be nice, how to be gentle. And that's where all of that therapy stuff comes in, where you're thinking, how can I do this? How can I be a fair, gentle, nice soul that can navigate these problems? And generally, if you could do that over the course of a long, long, long time, of not just a year, but 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that is an absolute realm of possibility for everybody to be able to do, no matter most countries that they live in today. Now, the issue is we can't do that. There's a hard problem that, us, behavior, ourselves, life gets in the way, and we have to figure out, how do I tame my life? How do I get control of that life of me? And that's a hard problem that I can't do in a given moment for you. I can only get you to imagine that it is plausible and get you to think about, what does it actually mean for you to do this? So you need to take a step back and say, hey, I can do this, and I got to start dedicating my time and effort to figuring this out. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's not easy, but you'll be able to get there. It's in the realm of possibility for you to actually do that. And you have to believe that you actually want to do it. You have to believe that you can get going and do this every day. That's a hard problem, but if I were you, I would think that I could do this. I would start looking in on these numbers. I would start thinking about, how do I actually do this? And I do this repeatedly and not give up on myself. Be that weird person that is counter to what everybody else is doing, and do it. Figure it out. Become that multimillionaire person in your life that can be generous, nice, outgoing, all those things that you want to be. If we go back to the beginning, if we think about, what does somebody like that look like? It's often normal people that can do this. And many normal people do this every day. And you just simply have to believe that you could do it. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.